Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode from No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the crypto coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined by Anna from Make. Anna, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely awesome to have you on here. I've been looking forward to this recording. And there, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot that's happening in the market, right? You're making some trips soon, so we'll jump into that later. But before we jump into what you do and what Make is, can you tell us a little bit kind of about your background? If there's anything you did before crypto and Web3?
Yeah, sure. Naturally, I have been studying in Malaysia and I went for mass communication and marketing. So after that background, I actually started working with different companies. I worked with Petronas, worked with Siemens, just to kind of seal the knowledge that I have. And then after that, I went to like an advisory part into crypto, right? So I worked with various projects out there just by myself. I was very inquisitive and I wanted to know more. So this how it led me to CLS Global, where I started working actually. This is number one market making company. So working with them and kind of learning more about market making and marketing together, I paved my way through to Make. So that's where I represent now, and this is a full-blown marketing company basically, and we work with various projects and providing them best services we can offer.
Nice. So it's a full stack marketing agency. You can do anything and everything. Any company or project may be looking for in terms of marketing, right?
Yeah, we do provide social media management, community management, traffic to acquire more users to the website, growth, right? We do provide KOLs because we partnered with over 700 influencers and brand ambassadors in the industry. So yeah, basically, whenever a project needs some growth or some brand awareness or some boost out there, we are able to help the project no matter what it is, but be it the product or a token.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think most people realize, like people that don't work in the industry don't realize how much goes into running a company or project in this space and having to manage socials and community and then focus on growth as well. So I'm sure that's eye opening. People just want to invest in a project and make money, right? They don't realize all the intricacies that go into growing a project.
Tell me more about that. I work with several projects now, and I do have one project who actually said, "Okay, well, I have created my project, right? I did listing on Dex. Now what? Now people supposed to buy my token.
Yeah.
Well, we need to do marketing for you
Right.
first. We need to acquire more people who actually will come and follow your socials. You need to have that follower base, and then actually people will spark the interest based on what you do, right? Who you work with, and then they kind of start growing that trust and wanting to purchase your token. Other than that, it doesn't work like magic
Yeah.
over the day. You open a project and everybody wants
Yeah.
to buy your token. It doesn't work. You don't blow overnight.
Right. Right.
There's a lot of work.
There's a movie that was in the U.S. when I was a kid called Field of Dreams. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it was a baseball movie. And this guy heard this whispering, and he said, "If you build it, they will come." And they think that if they just build it, people are going to automatically come to it. And no different whether you're a crypto Web3 project or whether you're a restaurant, right? You can build a great restaurant with the best food in the world. If nobody knows about it, they're never gonna, it's never gonna make it. And it's the same
Yeah.
thing in crypto and Web3.
I remember attending one of the conferences. It was online, and I think with my friend Mikhail. So somebody actually said on that day that we had a person who was presenting. So he was the one who said there is a perfect timeline to start your project. And the first timeline should be building your community. So after you're done building your community, now you can actually start thinking about, okay, where do I list? What I'm going to do next, and
Yeah.
then you work on your project, and then you start listing, and then from there it goes. Otherwise, It doesn't work like that. Yeah.
Right. And I've seen so many companies over the years do it wrong where they, before they build anything, they just launch the token and list it. And everything is based off of the hope or the promise that they're going to do something. Right. And I think we're in a world today where you've got to have some substance to what you're doing and already have some of the work done before you just say, okay, we're gonna launch a token. And I've seen launches recently that have been very successful because they followed that model. One company that I'm very much a fan of is Venice AI. And, Venice, they launched their platform, an AI platform, in May of last year, and people have been using it and getting the benefit of being able to try everything out. And they kept adding features. And then they did an airdrop to reward the users, with a token in January, based on how they can use it and with a whole plan. And everything already works. They didn't say, okay, this is coming in the future. I can use the tokens now and I can stake those tokens. And by staking them, I can use their API to build AI agents without having to pay for compute power because my stake is paying for the compute power. And so I think that's just an example, right? That's something that's on fresh on my mind because I was actually just sharing that with a bunch of people recently. But we live in a world where many years, a lot of projects launched off of hype and speculation and then end in disappointment. And so it's
Yeah.
important to have those things built out. And not to mention, just AI in general, right? People can build projects faster, whether it's building code, whether it's checking code, um, whether it's whatever they may lack on, right? They can do that. But I think also nothing can really replace the whether you have in-house marketing or like what you do. You're the expert in marketing, so it's kind of bringing in that expert that can help you get to the right people. um,
True, true. Well, maybe with AI projects, it's a little bit a different bargain, right? Because a lot of AI projects seem to have like, oh, we have bots now on Telegram, we have bots here, we have bots here, right? You
yeah,
tell me, I saw your bots, right? But
yeah,
again, yes, bots, but there's nothing like real marketing efforts, like PR, for example. You will see it in different features, right? You using KOLs perhaps, right? It's a real person posting about posting predictions, posting information about the project. It's there's nothing like real information, right?
absolutely.
And or banner ads, you know that nobody forces on the other side a person to click on the banner, right? So you
Right.
attract more people to the website. So it's quite a different approach. And again, sometimes it works with those projects who are utility projects who
Mhm.
have utility, right? So if your project makes sense actually and people are drawn to it, then it's okay, I guess, right? But still,
Just
look, even the most important, most famous brands out there are still doing marketing. Coca-Cola
yeah,
until now doing marketing, come on.
you
So
and
we
I are
don't
speaking.
forget what is Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you and I are speaking the same language because I have those conversations with people all the time when I see small brands that and this is not even just in crypto and web3, right? This is just in general, right? Right back to a restaurant, and they won't advertise, but yet the most famous restaurants still have advertisements running all the time. If everybody knows their brand, why they need to advertise? And it's really to be front of mind. And I think our biggest challenge, I know from running a smaller project that's trying to get out there, is really just budgeting, right? How can we get the most out, maximize our budget? um, and that's kind of where it's important to partner up and see who can do what. um,
Yeah, and another thing is like they go and say, "Oh, there is a project out there. We know this project, we know this project. We want to be like them, but our budget is like this, you know." Well, you need to know how those projects actually reach to this
right.
extent, right? They
Yeah.
have invested over years and they have input so much hard work that didn't happen overnight. So yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
need to understand if you want to open a project, want to have a business, you need to invest in marketing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back to what you said. I don't think I responded to it earlier, but nothing beats having the real people, right? A real person behind it. AI is a great efficiency tool, but it doesn't replace that authenticity. When people look to a KOL, or an influencer, which are kind of one and the same, but there's some differences. But KOL is, they build a community, and the community listens to them and goes to them for information, and they build trust with that community. And you can't bypass that with an AI tool. Like it, I do agree. Like KOLs are important, and that's why we always look for the relevant KOLs. If I have someone reach out to me to say, "Hey, I'm a KOL," and I go to their website and I see, or their channel, wherever it may be, and everything they're just promoting anything and everything that everybody pays them, then that there may be some, okay, there's some questionable projects there that they're promoting. But then I see others to where the ones that quiz me about what we do and how we work and how we operate, because they're trying to see, like, those are the ones that are going to have long term success in the space versus some. I mean, you've seen it over the years. I've seen it over the years. Many. I think of the influencers from the 2017 cycle are completely gone. Ruined a lot of credibility. Same thing for 2021, right? Gone. Um, and I think as AI becomes more prevalent, people are going to appreciate more and more real people, real authenticity, real trust, and that. Not saying that a KOL is going to get it right all the time. There's good projects that fail all the time, right? Just because of they don't quite make it in the market. Good businesses don't make it, but just that effort and due diligence to make sure it's not outright a scam or a rug pull, or someone's going to run off with all the funds.
Yeah, that's why we kind of separate the KOLs into different tiers,
Mm,
and we separate the brand ambassadors, of course. For the project who say my budget is just 1K, for example, of course, we're gonna look for lower tier KOLs, those who shout, "Oh, I'm gonna post your post." So they don't select projects and they just post, right? But
mm,
then we have higher tier influencers who actually they ask for more, right,
mm,
to for their work, but at the same time you know that they will not work with anyhow project. They will check their project, make sure the project is not a scam one, right? They're
mm.
not gonna rug pull, because they also have their own reputation that they're trying to sustain in the market. So yeah, we do have different tiers of influencers, and we kind of assign influencer package to the project individually, basically based on their KPIs, based on their budget, etc. So we don't just have generic offer that we just dash to everybody. So this is how we work.
Nice, nice. And I would even challenge, the people that are listening, that, maybe some people listening to this are still trying to learn a lot about the cryptocurrency and Web3 space, and they should, really seek to find good quality KOLs and influencers. And I usually tell people, look for the ones that are educating and not just, shilling and saying, "Hey, price go up," right? This is gonna 100x, right? So, what are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's correct as well. So we do have most of those influencers in YouTube, because in YouTube you can see those who actually give long lectures about price predictions, who market sentiment, right? And they do compare one project to another. So there's a lot of gaming activities happening on YouTube as well. So it's quite essential to have higher tier influencers through YouTube if your project is very interesting actually and have something to offer to community. So this is one way to present your project in all the right ways, not just through little posts out there, but actually let the person talk about the project from A to Z and explain to people why this project is there and what is the essence for people's use. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so let's kind of shift gears. We're talking about KOLs.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about events, right? You're heading
Yeah.
to a couple of events. I just got back from a couple of events. You're heading to a couple of events. What events have you been to in the past? And so far, what have you seen to be the best, like, not say the best event, but the best quality of connections you've made?
Yeah, I have been to several events. The last couple of events was one in Turkey, but blockchain, and one in Taiwan,
Mhm.
blockchain event as well. If to compare both to each other, I would say the Taiwan event was more kind of productive for me. I got around 40 leads from there, which is good. I connected to a lot of people who actually I keep in touch with till today. and sent a lot of offers, which is good, right? A lot of partnerships. So I suppose that when you are attending an event, is very important you do the homework before going there. You kind of need to study who is going to be at the events, because some events do provide the platforms where you can kind of filter and see who you can connect with, and
Yeah.
some events, like smaller blockchain events, they don't have those platforms. So what you have to do is best to kind of go on the website, follow some official Telegram groups. Perhaps you can connect with them there and set appointments when you are during the event, so it's easier, or prior. So, because this way, sometimes during the conference, people are too busy to get to meet people.
Mhm.
So at this point, you can still secure a call before the conference and then meet them at the conference as well. So this works best, I believe, for connections,
Yeah.
and saves a lot of time, because when you're at the conference, you might be tired, you might be jet lagged, you might be all over the place, like for the side events or whatever. But you must make sure that you have the right organization for yourself, and also try to attend as much as side events as possible, because that's where the real connection happens, even though some side events are very loud.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, those are great tips because I think about it like being intentional about who you want to connect with and what kind of person you're looking for does save a lot of time. Because I know like at the event you meet a lot of great people, and like I know at least for me some of them they're great, but there's nothing we could do together right now, right? You still connect, you
Mhm.
still network, um,
Mm.
but yeah, you could be intentional, and that's great. You're right. Some of the events they have the apps or a platform you can log into where you can see other attendees. But at minimum, they all show the speakers and the sponsors, right? So you can look
Mhm.
up those companies, look up the speakers, and I love what you said about. I mean, it just makes sense. Instead of just doing like an introduction first time at the conference, if you have time in advance, connect with that person, have an intro. That way, when you're meeting, you're already past the just the intro phase, and you can kind of talk a little bit more about business and what you offer and what they
Mhm.
can offer or how you could work together. So all great, amazing tips. You sound like you're an expert at these conferences and just been a couple, right? And so, and that's going to be really pay off because you're about to attend some really big conferences, right? Um, you got Paris Blockchain Week, probably judging by the time this podcast will air, probably a week or two away, probably a week away from, Paris Blockchain Week, which is a very big event, a lot of side events. So you have to be intentional about where you want to go ahead of time. And then Token 2049 is very much the same in Dubai.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm going to try to this time around the bigger conference. I don't know how it's going to be for me in Dubai, but this is what I'm going to try and see how it's like, because I know for the fact that when the conference is very big, it can be so difficult to meet the right people, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of people who maybe you shouldn't be meeting or wasting your time on,
Right.
advisors or freelancers.
Or people that do the
um,
same thing you do, right?
yeah, or a lot of marketers. But
Yeah.
again, for me, I'm very open to work with other marketing teams, marketing companies, because um, you actually get to share the services that you guys do, and
Mhm.
then see what we can do together, because some marketing agencies, they do provide one service but they don't have another. So this way we can collaborate and join the efforts and actually do things together, and it's great, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those conferences are great, and I would even challenge anyone listening, even if you're not working in the industry, you have the opportunity to attend one of those events. Do it. I mean, it'll really open your eyes as to what's out there. For me, I don't know about for you, Anna, but for me, it changed several years ago. It changed my outlook on the industry because most people have their emotions and belief in the industry based on where the market is. Right, market's down,
Yeah.
everybody's depressed and disbelief. Market's up, everybody is excited about the future and hype. But when you see real projects building and meet people and network, no matter what price is in the market, right? It could be
Exactly. Pardon. I just want to plug my computer
okay.
before we disconnect. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So yes, you are very right, and it's very, very important to make sure that you do the homework before the conference and
Mm,
actually set your records right, or else you're gonna just waste your time, big time, and waste your energy to the bottom, you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely. All right, Anna. So as we, start to wrap up,
mhm.
where can people find out more about Make and also follow and connect with you?
Yeah, sure. We have a website. It's makeagency.io. So, and of course, you can DM me. Anybody wants to connect with me, they can talk to me. I believe I can provide my Instagram, my no, my Telegram page.
Okay,
Let me
I'll have
see
that dropped
the
in the description. But if
yeah,
anybody's listening, yeah, we'll have that in the description.
yeah. Do you want me to provide it right now, or should I send it later? How do you want
Just send it on over, and I'll just if you're listening, look up the
it?
Make Agency website and to connect with Anna. I'll have the her contact information in the description below.
Yes, that's awesome. So, yeah, sure. Let me drop it in the chat box here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I drop our website as well and my Telegram handle. So, yeah, I'm open to have a call and we discuss partnership opportunities. So, not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Anna, definitely, thanks for the time today. It's been a pleasure talking to you about what you've done, your experiences in the industry, great insight into the marketing world, which is a very important world, as I mentioned. And I look forward to seeing you at the next event. I think from you and me, it'll be Token 2049. But
Yes.
definitely enjoy the other conferences you're going to. And any final words for the audience before we wrap up?
No, I guess be open to connect with people. Don't be scared to approach some people, even though they feel like, they have big project, they have rich places, but it's still good to connect to those people and try your luck. If you are new in the industry, don't be scared to approach people and try to offer what you offer, and partner with people, especially at the conferences, because people can be very mean to you, and if you're a lady, especially in crypto, but yeah, know what you're doing, be persistent, and always smile. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Always see you smiling.
Yeah.
All right. And it's been a pleasure again. Thanks for coming on today. And thanks everyone for listening. And we'll catch you on next episode. Take care, everyone.